I'd like to introduce you to our white barn class. There really are so many fun techniques and skills in this class that I hope that students will really learn from and expand their painting skills and also be able to use on lots of other pieces that you'll do in the future. So for this class, we're offering a 16 by 20 tracer as well as the 24 by 30. I'm painting the big 24 by 30. You can see it a little bit over my shoulder. So to start out on such a large piece, it was really important to be able to keep these paints a little bit wet so that I could get the blend that I wanted and achieve that softness that I wanted back there. So I teach exactly how to do that so that you have a little bit more working time on the background. I'm going for a sort of an early spring feel, so I'm using some soft blues, soft greens. I really tried to build up the perspective, the distance of this piece by doing the atmospheric, just hints of some trees far in the background. But as with all of the pieces, you could do this completely in a different feel. You could do something that was more a late summer feel with some brighter greens, some more puffy clouds. It would be pretty done in many different ways. So if you're using the wood cutouts, the great thing about them is you have all of the shapes built in. So here I have glued down the barn shapes to start that painting. If you're not using the wood cutouts, of course, you have the full tracers that are printable to size. So you just print them out, tape them together, and then you can transfer the design onto your substrate. So if you're not using the wood cutouts, I would paint the background as you saw, and then trace on the barn shape to start painting the barn. I'm really working on texture here. I want to build up the feel of old aged barnwood, and I want to make sure that I capture what is the highlight side or the warmer colors and what is the shadow side or the cooler colors. So I'm using a palette knife in some places to build up that texture. In the class, I talk all about different things that you can do if you're brand new to using the palette knife. But I also talk about the metal roof and the metal silo and building the shapes of those to build a structure of it, to make it look a little bit more round and capture that roundness. So now I have glued on the front flowers, and these are so fun to paint if you are using the wood cutouts. Like I said, the shape is all there. So for many of these leaves, the process goes very, very quickly. If you're not using the wood cutout, I would just put the tracer back on once the barn painting is dry, and then trace on these shapes so that you can begin painting the foreground flowers. I chose to go with purples, but again, there's so many different ways that you could do yours. I love purple with that lighter, kind of muted green. So that was why I chose to go with purples. And one of the things that I really dive into in the painting of the flowers is how to get some of those soft mixes between the colors. I know that many acrylic painters struggle with getting those soft transitions between colors. In my classes, I talk a lot about how I don't really like to use the word blend because I think that there's so much pressure somehow to feel like you've got to perfectly blend. I like to see the variation in colors, but I talk about that a lot in the class as well. So let me just bring up the full screen so you can see a little bit of this piece behind me. I'm excited to be finished with this class now. I can take it back upstairs and hang it. It's so much fun to enjoy it in my house. But I did add glass and resin in the full class, which is available on our Patreon page. I walk you through exactly how I added glass. And then I talk a little bit about some tips for adding the resin. Coming very soon to the Patreon page, I'll be doing a little bit more of an instructional video on how to do resin. And I'll do another instructional video on just some basic glass techniques that you can do if you're cutting glass. So if you've never cut glass before, I know that that can sound a little bit intimidating to people, but it's so fun to do. And in that class, I'll give you some tips and some organization things to help you along the way. But for mine, I only added glass to those front flowers. You can see the sparkle that it gives them. It's just really a very fun piece. So I hope you liked this little overview of the class. It's really a showstopper. We have a lot of students in the class that do sell their pieces, and so we offer sometimes smaller pieces. But if you are an artist who goes to shows and set up a booth, it's nice to have some of these big pieces sometimes that really draw people in and get them to come look at your things. But I try very hard to offer lots of different things so that the artists that are taking classes can have a variety of different pieces that they can learn from us. So we have some links here in the video. So come on over to Shelly Parker Art. You can join our free group, and we have lots of free videos that I offer too. But for just $9.95 a month, you can get access to all of the videos that we have on our page, and there's more coming all the time. Have a great day, everyone.